Welcome everyone, I'm GpaSilverMane, and this is another Marvel Strike Force video, but it's amazing! This is day 2 of my free-to-play series, tips, tricks, guides, advice, what I'm focused on and what I believe you should be focused on. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, please. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to become a YouTube partner. Also, if you like the video or any of the content, if it's helpful, hit that thumbs up. Alright, let's get into it. Shang-Chi, Shang, I don't know. I seen a commercial today, how to say his name, something about the movie. It looks pretty funny, but he reminds me of Bruce Lee. So he's Bruce Leroy for me. He's awesome. And he's the best character I got. I actually unlocked him in the first 2 days. The event's going to end just over a day. I will be leveling him and maxing him as I level up my main my account level. But I got my third villain right at the end of the day when I was running out of energy. I had too much energy to spend, and I literally was going through the heroes nodes and hitting them all, auto winning them, and then refreshing because you're getting double energy right now, which it fell on a, I don't know if it's a coincidence or what, but really lucky I was able to get 240 energy for 100 cores, which is the same as 50 for 120. Absolutely, starting out I need that extra boost. This is where I got stuck, and then I got my shocker, thank God. Can't remember if it was a basic orb or what that I got a couple shards out of and was able to unlock him. But then I was able to go into villain, and I made it here. This is where I got stopped on villains. So I'm gonna put a little more into them, and then I can continue to push on. But it's given us stuff to farm, and that's, I'm making a video right after this one. I've been seeing it a lot in this chat down here. There's a lot of toxic people, and there's a lot of people asking for simple things like, who should I focus on first? Who should I get out of which store? Who should I this, that? And I'm going to touch on that in my next video. But this one's just a catch up, day 2, free to play, kind of show you what I'm focused on and where I'm going right now currently. Daily objectives have been updated. I now have access to the arena, which is the main way of getting the premium currency and raids. Before I talk about that alliance, it throws you into these starter alliances. Be talking down below in your chat and looking for any alliance that'll take you in. Preferably one with active community, but they're a little more reluctant to newer players because I'm sure people start and then quit or they don't do what they're supposed to. So we're going to kind of cover that right now. As these unlock, you should be doing them. Blitz is a lot of stuff. You get a lot of currencies, a lot of gold every week. You get a ton of gold out of these rewards. For new players, you start on a different scale. It tops at 350, and it's usually, I believe, 750. So it's easier to get these, but you don't have as many blitz teams. So I don't know, that's really easier, I guess. But you see all this gold and these credits and then these free orbs. Huge, huge to a beginner player. Make sure you're doing as much blitz as you can. Not just for the Shang-Chi event, for the Fire Essence, but for those rewards. It should be, honestly, blitz, you should just do 2 for your daily objective and then put this towards the end of your day currently. That's kind of what I do with RTA once I unlock it. This is the last thing I do every day is RTA. But make sure you're getting into a good alliance because it will help you grow so fast. Just the big rewards every 24 hours you're getting for completing raids. As you can see, you can start multiple Ultimus, I guess, events, challenges. I don't know what you call them. Continue, enter. See, I don't know. Because I started one and then somebody else started one. I don't know, but I fought in both. Raids is something you should do every day. When you get on, you spend your energy, you do your dailies. That way you buy in the store, and then you come over here. And you want to hit in your raids. 5 attacks. And you'll do a Gamma and an Ultimus, or a Doom and a Beta. But Gamma and Beta swap back and forth. I believe it's like 14 days of this or something. 14 days of Beta. So, and they each drop different characters. Good loot, gold orbs, stuff like that. But as you can see, I did my max amount of attacks, and I'm at the end of my line. And this first one's really simple, but you can only have 3 people in it. That's why you want to get out of these beginner alliances and go into one where all 24 get to attack. But until then, do what you can do, get the credits and stuff. I completed this one as well. And I still am unable, because I did the other one last night and I did this one today, and I'm unable to get my 8 raid attacks. And it's kind of impossible without being able to start a beta or a gamma raid. But You know, it is what it is, and I want to get these credits to move through the strike pass, because as a free to play player, um, or on my free to play account, every account should do this. You get this loot for free, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. Primo characters, stuff like that. Oh wow, look at this. That's weird. I didn't even know that would be in here. But you can see it's really pushing you towards farming Wave 1 Avengers as your first team, which is a great team to take into Arena, which we're going to get into here in a minute. They're pushing these two. You get Hulk through your achievements over here on the side, which is your third character. And yeah, you go out here to your daily rewards, and they're giving you welcome Thor and Captain America, your fourth and fifth of Wave 1 Avengers. Between Captain America and Hulk, they switch tank. They tank back and forth, taking all the damage and healing. And Thor just puts out the damage. Romanoff, Black Widow, she gives you the speed up to the whole team, so you continue to do it. And then Bullseye just kind of throws in his blinds while doing... he assists. They do a lot of assist attacks, him and Black Widow. But it's a great team starting out. And then if you get somebody awesome from your premium orb or your mega orb, obviously build them up. Like I got Shang-Chi, and it's war defense, but he's more of a plug and play character. Instead of like mercenaries, you need them on war defense. He's kind of like Hela in that aspect, that he can do things outside of war defense and still dominate on war defense. I mean, not dominate, but be a staunch defender, or you know what I mean? Very, very good character. That's why I'm focusing on Shang-Chi and Wave 1 Avengers. Until I get characters or a team that is better to run and I can push up real quick, that's my focus. And I advise that's what you would focus on starting out, because it's going to help you get into the higher ups here of your arena. I don't know what they call it, arena tier, or your arena. It's like a seed. They branch you off with players of similar power starting out. So like if you look at rankings, and this is kind of something you want to look at when you're building your first team. Let's just go number 6 here. Probably 100k power, not even. But you can see who they're using. He got Silver Surfer somehow. He must have bought the offer or something. So that's going to be hard to compete with. Wave 1, unless you just overpower. And Captain Sam, he's been around a while. This guy's been playing for a little bit. Yeah. He's pretty strong. I wouldn't even try to fight this guy. But you can kind of see what he's building. You can get Gamora. I got Shang-Chi. Gamora's in the Blitz store. She's node farmable. Nebula is. And these other two make him a league above me. So I won't ever be able to get above him. Till the future, he quits or he doesn't build something right. And I find a hole to get past him. But this is something you should always do every day, 5 attacks. Because it's also an achievement to do 2 arena attacks. But if you do 5 in your alliance, it goes towards your world warrior milestone, which is huge. You get a lot of T4s. This is one of the main places to get your T4s here. But as an alliance, you see how you add points. And the scoring's simple. It's from doing your dailies, your arena, your alliance wars, your raids, your blitz, like I was saying. And you obviously, when a sim blitz, you get less points. But that 1 point ain't making it worth the time unless you just have tons and tons of time to play all day long. And you want to sit there and do blitz after blitz after blitz. On my main, I literally have enough teams that I can blitz non-stop, and by the time I get through my rotations, it's like an hour and 45 minutes. I got 15-minute wait, and then I can start again. But you can see how active I am doing everything. But the milestones are huge. The T4s here at the bottom is my favorite thing of the whole thing. Pretty much 20 of them, and you need 200 of these. Let's say 180 to 225 for certain T4s. It depends on which character and how powerful it is. And you're also getting these milestone orbs, which is huge. I mean, just for doing what you should be doing anyway in the game to get stronger. You can see I got to where I needed for Shang-Chi. That's awesome. And I'm just getting what I can get out of this Bleeding King. Obviously, I can't do war attacks, so that's going to hinder me. And raids, I'm not in a good alliance yet. But as I was saying about arena, you want to go in and set up your defense real quick, and it's mainly just your 5 best characters. I recommend putting your tank over on this side, because if he has a character that does an AoE and it starts at your tank, and he goes to the left, it generally goes to the right. So if your tank's over here, it's going to cut through everybody. Whereas if you put him over here, I don't know, but I'm thinking it stops from going to the left because it would hit him and go to the right, which wouldn't hit these guys. Although it may. So you want to put a character that can evade, like Electra's invisible. The attack doesn't hit her, or somebody that has a counterattack will stop the AoE. So it'll hit him and then these three will be safe. You want your squishiest character opposite of your tank. Your healer generally, and I got him out here because he is the weakest. Although he can take a hit because he has tons of counters and deflects, she has more power at the moment. And I don't know why, because I maxed them both what I could. Might be just the ability materials invested. But you're going to want your squishies away from your tank. I generally don't want this guy here either, but he's just so strong I have to have him on my roster. And I'd rather have Deadpool get hit if it's like a attack primary and adjacent targets instead of it hitting him and going boom, boom. It's going to hit my taunt and then maybe hit him. You know what I mean? So that's why I set it up this way. So these three are the safest. Massive damage, heals to keep my tank alive, and this guy just can take abuse because he has a self-heal based on negative effects, I believe. But you can kind of see my roster, and for my roster, this is the best 5 I can come up with. Healers generally aren't that great in Arena, and it's just because either you kill the enemy quick or they kill you quick. You ain't going to need the heal, or you ain't going to be able to do the heal, especially enough that it's going to make a difference. So that'll be one of the first ones I drop out, and I might bring in a second tank. Have 2 tanks to keep my damage dealers over here that they survive longer because the damage is going over here. Something like that is something you're going to want to do. But you're going to want to set up your defense to the best 5 you can. And then when you go in here to fight, right now I'm just trying to climb the roster, and it starts you off at like 6,500th place or something like that is where I was. And I've done 4 attacks, and it moves me up about 500 to 800 places at a time. See, I'm 46 and 4,200 is what's recommending. If you hit refresh, you might get a little bit better, like down to 4,000-ish, 3,990. And you can kind of see different teams. Pick one that you're going to actually beat. And the reason you want to beat them is so you can move ahead. Even if you got to go for 4,400, there might be a guy that's at 37 or 3,600 place that quit playing and is just weak and nobody's killed him, and you're going to be able to kill him next time. I also like to keep 1 attack. Once you get up to like, if you look at the rewards on this is where your power cores are coming from. That rank 1 is insane. But I'm getting 25 cores just for being between these two. On my main, I like to stay in the top 100, but I fall back to about 116. So I'll do an attack and get up to 101, and then I'll go down to about 84. And I'll have 3 attacks left, and I'll wait until somebody knocks me out of the top 100. I'll do an attack to get back in. And usually there's about an hour or so left. I'll be right on the edge, and I'll either be in or out. And if I'm out, I have that 1 attack left to go bam with 15 minutes left to get me into the top 100. Because they can beat me when they're attacking, and I can beat them when I'm attacking. And that's the problem with Black Order and stuff. But now there's lots of multiple teams out there that can hold positions and make it difficult. But I like to fight the teams like 4 Infinity Watch with Kestrel, because I nuke Kestrel, nuke Gamora, and then the other 3 you just clean up. I ran in the top 50 for a very long time on my main. And as you can see, 200 cores is huge. You'll grow in cores while spending your 200 a day plus all the other ones you collect. It's just massive, okay? So the higher you can get, the better. But save that 1 last attack. When you, like, even if you're 250, you're in this bracket, right? And you're just falling out to like 550. You can jump up in here at the last hour with an attack or 2 that you saved to get into the 75 cores instead of 60. And yes, 15 cores adds up. I've been playing a year and a half. You figure up, 550 days times 15. That's a lot of premium currency. That's they charge about 100 cores is about $1.25 to $1.50 at what they charge you. So this is massive. Ideally, I would say you'd want to get to this, the 100 mark, the 250 or better. And if you just play the game, I was always in the top 250, just playing free to play from primary for the first year or so of my main account. But my goal is to be in the top 100. That's where I want to be. Any higher is just better. And if you play your 5 attacks a day, it's pretty easy to do. There's a lot of people that can't get to it, forget, don't get to it, don't care. But that's absolutely focus on Arena. Now, as for what my focus is, like I said, with Wave 1 Avengers, and I'm going to go more into that in my next video. I just want to kind of touch where I'm at right now. Challenges is what's going to dictate who I farm and why and how fast, and also accessibility. And I'll talk about all that in the next video, right after this one. But you need certain characters, like, I don't know where it was today. Only blasters allowed. And that's one of the more difficult ones. You really have to have Ultron pretty much to be able to get to the 14th. With some of the newer characters, maybe not. I don't know. But when I was playing, if you didn't have Ultron, I would say 70k, you weren't going to be able to do it. Just because it was all a coin toss to be able to 3-star it. It was based on how many bots you could get out and if the AI would attack your bots or if it would attack your Ultron or your other characters. So I could beat it 1-star it, but I'd have to play it every day and actually manually play it. And it wasn't until I got my Ultron high enough that I was able to 3-star it, and I can just hit auto 3 times to get the max loot. The max loot on these rewards in here is account defining. The gold, I just want to show this once and then I'm gonna wrap the video up here. But people that just sit back here and they're getting 46,000 and 150, that's not even a half a gold orb when you do it 3 times. That's 450. So you have to do this 4 times to get 200k and a gold orb. This event has to come 4 times. You have to fight this 12 times to get a gold orb. And I guess you'd have, 600,000 gold. But look at this. This is why you want to focus on the team that can beat this. Which is only city characters. So Shang-Chi will fit that perfect. And I want a 3-star. I'll 1-star it first, unless I can 3-star it. We'll see how it comes. But it's only city characters allowed. So you want a city team. Plus, the city team's great for block party. And a lot of the city characters could be symbiotes. We'll get more into it as we go and as I get the guide ready to go. But this is what dictates the characters I'm farming. Legendaries used to dictate it. And I'm beginning to think that legendaries don't even matter. Because till you're at DD4, you don't need a legendary mandatory. For the longest time, people consider Phoenix mandatory, which you'll get her as time goes on. But they would focus farm to be able to unlock her at a high 6-7 stars, so they could do that heal suckage thing where it does 20% damage to every character on the enemy. Then they would die, and they'd come the next day and do another 20%, die. And it'd be 5 attacks to clear out a wave. And if you had to do 10 waves, that's going to take you forever. So we're going to find a better way to beat the Dark Dimensions. But, especially with the newer characters they're releasing, I don't even think you need to focus on Phoenix. My point being is, until DD4, there's now a legendary lane. And you only need 4 characters. And I just started my legendary lane on DD4 on my main. And the 4 I'm using are doing it just fine. I mean, I'm not one-shotting nodes, but I think I 2-shot the first node, and I just started the second node, and I died pretty quick. So until then, you don't really need legendaries. Legendaries aren't really legendary in this game. They are for maybe 6 months to a year, and then they fall off. And usually at 6 months, you're just now getting them, and they're coming out the next big character. So that's something to think about, and it's going to be part of my farming guide. I'm going to talk a lot more about that, but that's really all I've got for you guys on this and where I'm at with my free-to-play account. Again, dailies. Make sure you're doing all your dailies. And just because it says do 2 raids, do as many raids as you can. You want those extra materials, okay? It's massive. It's the difference between you being terrible at the game, decent at the game, or great at the game. I mean, it's all on where you want to compete. Because there's going to be a group of people that only do the bare minimum. So you're going to compete with them, which is fine. It's just going to take you forever to get, if you want to be a competitive contender type player. I'm in platinum in my war. Our alliance, on my main, is in platinum. And that took us a year and a half of me playing, and we've worked our way slowly up to platinum. And it's a huge investment. So, all right, I've taken up enough of your time. If you found any of this interesting or exciting, hit that thumbs up, please. It really help my channel. YouTube will suggest it to more Marvel Strike Force community, and they'll get some of this information. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't even know who to farm starting out. And I don't want you just wasting your resources, because energy and gold and stuff, it's huge, okay? Massive. And if I can just give you a little bit of help, a little bit of direction, that'd be great. Also subscribe. I'm gonna turn around right after this, get this video out, and I'm gonna make a starting out farming strategy guide. And I'm gonna go through the stores, and I'm gonna go through the campaigns here and recommend who I think you should start spending your energy and your resources on, just to get that going. And it will change as we go, but stage one focus is what I'm gonna call it, is your stage one, and I'm gonna show you what you should be farming. All right. Thanks, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this. You all have a great day. Woot woot.